Welcome to St. James High School in Lenexa, Kansas for tonight's DM Injury Law Game of the Week presented by Dream Lawn. Here on the spot, Kansas City 38. This matchup features a top 5 matchup as number 1 St. Thomas Aquinas visits number 5 St. James Academy. And good evening, Joe Van Amberg along with the Hall of Fame coach Rick Zeke. Well, we've got a top 5 matchup. Both of these teams over 10 wins this season, both undefeated in league play. And now, coach, both teams meeting for the 3rd time this season.
Well, that's always difficult, but we're going to see 2 of the highest level girls basketball programs in the city playing each other for the 3rd time. It's really a revenge game for the Thunder. Aquinas has got the better part of them for 2 games, and they're going to be looking forward to try to get a victory on their own home court tonight.
Well, let's take a look at our players to watch presented by DM Injury Law. We begin with Layla Boylan.
Well, Layla's a 5'10 junior, and you're going to see real quick, she's one of the better athletes and basketball players on the floor, and really in the city. 11 points a game, 4 assists, 4 rebounds. The Thunder must contain her in transition if they're going to come up with a victory tonight.
And on the other side for St. James, it is Elle Robinson.
Elle Robinson, 3-year starter, Benedictine signee, 6'1 senior, 12 points a game, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Like Coach Snell said, as Elle goes, the Thunder goes. So she must play well tonight to get this crowd into it and to pull off a big victory.
Well, what a great matchup we've got coming up next. St. Thomas Aquinas and St. James on the DM Injury Law Game of the Week on the spot, Kansas City 38.
I'm Mike DePasquale, Kansas City's lawyer, the City of Champions. Living here, you learn what makes a community strong, what holds people together, and how to do what's right for friends, family, and neighbors. Kansas City is a place where values still matter and honesty is a way of life. It's where you can reach out to someone you trust if you need help. When you're injured, you want a lawyer who knows this city and a team that knows how to win. If you've been injured, call me. I've got this.
At Dream Lawn, we utilize our patented Soil Smart technology to reduce harmful pesticides while creating the green, weed-free lawn of your dreams. You can even kiss our grass.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
I don't mean to judge, but that other company's truck was tiny.
Ma'am, we can definitely fit this in one truck. That's why you call Junking. Bigger trucks, better prices.
Junkie in Kansas City. We treat our customers like royalty.
I'm attorney Mike DePasquale. If you've been injured in a car wreck, you don't deserve the medical bills, you don't deserve the lost wages, and you don't deserve to be treated like a nobody. You deserve better. You deserve someone in your corner. At my firm, all we do is injury law. We've recovered over $1 billion for people just like you. We're here to make sure you get what you deserve. If you've been hurt, call me. I've got this.
At Dream Lawn, we utilize our patented Soil Smart technology to reduce harmful pesticides while creating the green, weed-free lawn of your dreams. You can even kiss our grass.
What is he doing?
I don't know.
The DM Injury Law Game of the Week on the spot, Kansas City 38, is brought to you by DM Injury Law, Dream Lawn, your Kansas City area Toyota dealers, Compass Financial Resources, Athletic Solutions, and Cruise Elite Basketball Academy.
And welcome back to St. James Academy. You can see the drum line, starting lineups being introduced. And let's take a look at our starting lineups brought to you by DM Injury Law. For St. Thomas Aquinas, Hudson Welsh, Alex Krause, Layla Boylan, Ainsley Cook, and Addison Sabers. And for St. James, Emmy Albright, Stella Sachs, Tegan Vietti, Elle Robinson, and Ireland Sullivan. Now let's take a look at our keys to the game, and had conversations with both coaches. These brought to you by Dream Lawn. And Coach, of the keys to the game, what stands out to you?
Well, coming from Coach Hetzel, you're talking about defensive intensity throughout the whole game. They're playing in streaks, he said. They must rebound the basketball. St. James has some size. And they must execute on offense. Clean shots, come out of good execution offensively. Now the Thunder, they really have to get back on defense. Transition, Aquinas is one of the best teams in the city on that, and they've got to put a hand in their face, and they must rebound the basketball. The 20-point victory that they had the other last weekend against them, Aquinas really hurt them on the offensive glass.
As both teams breaking their huddles as we begin Eastern Kansas League game number 2 for both of these teams, both starting out with wins in their first Eastern Kansas League games this season. For St. Thomas Aquinas, they defeated Blue Valley Southwest, and then St. James coming out with a victory against Blue Valley West earlier this week. And now, as we mentioned in the open, they meet for the 3rd time this season. It was about a week ago that these teams played in a tournament championship game, and now here they are right back in league play.
Yeah, and both coaches agree. They know each other. They play with each other or against each other all summer, and it's going to be a high-level game. And I think whoever starts very fast is going to be probably control the basketball game a little bit in the first half.
We'll see if St. James can get off to a strong start. As you see Elle Robinson there. She is going to be, as we had in the open, the player to watch. She's one of the team's leading scorers, all EKL last year, one of the players to watch in Kansas. But as I mentioned on the other side, Layla Boylan, also one of the all EKL members, also all-state last year for the state championship St. Thomas Aquinas basketball team. And these two teams meeting tonight, they may meet for a 4th time in the postseason as the opening tip goes out of bounds.
You got 2 of the top teams in 5A, and sometimes it boils down to a game here, a game there that you lost or you didn't pick up, and then based on the seedings, you end up playing again.
So St. Thomas Aquinas begins with the basketball. Boylan running point. Ainsley Cook with it now. This is Sabers. Welsh. Boylan. Guarded by Robinson, and Boylan goes all the way and lays it off the glass.
You're going to see a lot of that pick and roll action with Sabers and Boylan all night long. Side pick and roll and the center pick and roll.
And then Sullivan. Albright inside Sullivan, no. Cook will push it up the floor for St. Thomas Aquinas. Boylan, Sabers, Alex Kraus. Welsh. Defense from Vietti. Boylan, plenty of time on the shot clock. She drives to the paint again. 3-pointer from the corner. Kraus doesn't fall. St. James the other way. Sachs wide open. Albright for 2, and St. James is on the board.
Really good look by Sachs looking up the floor. Deep rebound, and Ella led the break.
Kraus kick out to Cook. Lost the handle. Albright the other way. Vietti saved it, but it did go out of bounds. So possession to St. Thomas Aquinas.
Both teams have size, Joe, underneath the goal, and you're going to have to finish strong. Their length on both teams make it difficult to go directly to the goal.
Boylan, Sabers, and Kraus, a little mishandling there. Albright ahead the other way, and Albright for 2. St. James with the lead.
We also need to talk about turnovers. You know, if you're going to turn the ball over, you're going to give up some points on the other end.
It's Cook now guarded by Sachs. In some trouble, Cook. Welsh. Kraus right back to Welsh. And Welsh is fouled. She'll go to the line to shoot a couple.
Pass to the open floor. Albright does a great job with her head up, finishes strong. Turnovers could lead to easy points.
Hudson Welsh at the line. One of the leaders of this team, missing the first one. And this team, a lot of hard and consistent efforts. And Coach, a lot of praise for his senior guard.
She can really run the floor. That has a lot to do with her track success.
Sachs running point. 1 point advantage, St. James here early. Sullivan. Backdoor Vietti. Knocked away by Boylan. Ball stays with St. James.
Excellent backdoor cut. Set play by Coach Snell.
St. James inbounding, Sachs. Boylan knocks it out of bounds, nearly had a steal.
I don't think she liked the call.
Yeah.
She looked at the ref. I don't know. It looked like from our angle, it was certainly St. James ball.
Vietti. Albright. Sullivan inside. Hard to find Robinson. Touched the baseline, out of bounds. Aquinas basketball.
You got two of the better man-to-man teams defensively in the city. Both teams are going to have to rely on some execution with some offensive sets.
St. Thomas Aquinas trying to take the lead. As Boylan to Sabers. Cook. Welsh nearly tied up, off balance. Aquinas keeps possession. See Ireland Sullivan, one of the outstanding sophomores for St. James, as she will check out. Kate Friel coming into the game for Hudson Welsh. Both coaches going to their bench. Friel. No good, and loose ball gathered by Sachs. Vietti. Too strong. Sachs with the rebound, and then some contact and a foul against Friel.
Missed layup by St. James a little bit. They'd like to have that layup back here a little bit. Excellent pass from Sachs.
You see Sachs right there, one of the team leaders in steals. Also a track athlete. Robinson inbounds to Albright. Guarded by Cook. Sachs. Sachs, a little scoop. And Boylan has the board.
Always has her head up and looks down the floor.
Boylan inside, off balance, doesn't go. St. Thomas Aquinas keeps possession. Sullivan right back into the game. Layla Boylan, what a state tournament she had last year for St. Thomas Aquinas. And Coach talked about she and Alex Krause really stepping up in that state tournament and helping lead St. Thomas Aquinas to another state title. And this is a program that has won a lot of state titles, especially under Coach Hetzel.
Well, she's definitely one of the better juniors in town.
Steal, Sullivan the other way for St. James. Sullivan, Robinson, left hand. Timeout, St. Thomas Aquinas, as St. James has opened a 3-point lead in the first quarter.
Another turnover again. They've had a lot of fast break points, outnumber them with a finish or layup. St. James needed that quick start, get the crowd into it, and gain some confidence. When you get beat by 20 points just a week ago, these first 4 minutes become really important confidence-wise for your basketball team.
They see Coach Justin Snell there talking to his team, and has to really like the start that St. James got off to here, getting those transition points, and talking to his outstanding sophomore, Ireland Sullivan, who was a big part of the team last year and a bigger part of the team this year.
Yeah, Coach Snell lost a lot of quality players off that team last year and had to rebuild a little bit. And Stella Sachs, a freshman, has really came in and really upgraded their point guard position, and she keeps getting better and better every game.
Boylan in some trouble. Goodnow has just checked into the game, and Boylan hit the deck. Steal for St. James. Sullivan, Robinson three. Off the iron. Rebound doesn't go for Rieger. And Or excuse me. It's Friel in the corner. Kraus. In the paint. Wide open Welsh for 2 and 1.
Poor help defense there for the Thunder. Need to have someone backside. Unfortunate miss there. They've got the next one, but an and one opportunity here for Hudson Welsh, the senior. Just great drive here from Kraus, just dumping it off to Welsh. Finishes through contact. She'll go to the line.
Hudson Welsh, been one of the leaders of this team. He's been with the varsity squad all 4 years. Also another player very good in transition. Can't complete the three-point play. So Robinson will bring it up. And St. James get a bucket on a second consecutive possession. Robinson is our player to watch. And we have a foul against St. Thomas Aquinas.
Sabres just using a little too much hands on that defensive possession. Ganson will inbound the ball here.
Inside Sullivan, tied up, fouled.
Like to see Sullivan there, just stay straight up there. Don't want to pick up an easy one.
Fouls on Welsh. That is her first personal. Team fouls even at 2 late in the third quarter, so no danger of the double bonus for either team yet. There's Ercik. Albright, who just hit a 3 from the corner, now reverse layup.
What a drive, baseline drive, reverse layup. Can't ask for anything more from Emmy Albright. 4 straight for her.
And helping engineer the St. James offense. The St. Thomas Aquinas have an answer. Here's Kraus. Sabres. Boylan, who's been on fire from downtown, and she continues.
Leila Boylan, just money from beyond the arc tonight, just helping her team extend this lead.
Albright, left wide open underneath.
Can't have Emmy Albright wide open right there. She's gonna finish that all day long.
So Boylan, Sabres, Welsh, Kraus. Nice feed, Novacek, the step, and a foul on the floor.
Unfortunate there for the Thunder. The sophomore Novacek just cut right in front of Ireland Sullivan's face. That can't happen right there. Always got to stay in front of your player. Here we go, that baseline drive. Emmy Albright, great body awareness there, not stepping out of bounds, finishing that reverse. And then here we go, Layla Boylan 3 right in Robinson's face. Straight money from her.
So St. Thomas Aquinas, the ball, Sabres in the corner. Novacek, Boylan. Rieger has got a hand in her face as Boylan has really picked up the scoring here in the second half. Kraus. Cook.
Good defense here from the Thunder, being active.
Sabres inside, too strong. Rebound Rieger.
And that's what Caroline Rieger is really good at. She can score on the offensive side, but she can get key second chance opportunities, but also defensive rebound, just like we just saw.
Robinson. She's been held in check for a good portion of this game as Boylan to steal. Doesn't go. Rebound doesn't go. Third time's a charm.
Third time is a charm. Boylan, we've seen a few times tonight in transition. Can't finish, but then she finishes on the third try there. Good job there from Boylan, not giving up after that first one, because she easily could have done that.
Robinson gets in on the scoring. One possession game, under a minute left, third quarter. It's Kraus, Sabres, Novacek. Boylan. Ooh, Albright.
Need to stay composed here. No fouls. The Thunder are known for that fouling near the end of quarters. Got to stay straight up.
Kraus inside Sabres. 3 on the shot clock. Novacek. No. Out of bounds, 14 seconds left in the quarter.
Clean defensive possession right there. I know Coach Snell is very happy right now. No fouls on that one. That is really critical.
St. James with a chance to tie, potentially take the lead in the final 14 seconds. Sachs is going to have to hurry here. 8 seconds. Sachs high screen. 5 seconds. Sachs, a little scoop and score.
Stella Sachs, only a freshman, getting that one to go. That's what great players do right there.
And a turnover on the inbounds. So we are tied. 0.6 seconds left in the third quarter. Time for a very quick shot.
Yep, no time break, catch and shoot here.
Is Nora Good now into the game for St. Thomas Aquinas. It's Friel getting set. They put 1.4 seconds on the clock. Robinson. No, and an offensive foul as the clock expired, but they did call the foul, so officials talking at center court as you see St. James, but that appears to be as we will head to break. You are watching high school basketball here on The Spot. Kansas City 38, brought to you by DM Injury Law.
Resources, we help individuals and families looking to take control of their financial future, to find clarity and confidence in the decisions that matter most. We are grateful for the clients who put their trust in us and excited to meet those who will have the privilege to help next. From all of us at Compass Financial Resources, we wish all of you a wonderful 2026.
The DM Injury Law Game of the Week on The Spot Kansas City 38 is brought to you by Relic Apparel and Graphics, Ready Set Hang, Design Mechanical, Weaver Exterminating, Tequila Harry's, Chris O'Connor Attorney at Law, and Roberts Robinson.
And welcome back. Beautiful shot of Kansas City, the DM Injury Law Game of the Week here on The Spot Kansas City 38. St. James Academy and St. Thomas Aquinas. Coach, what a third quarter.
Oh my gosh, the energy really picked up. It's going to come down to a few big key possessions to end it here. The crowd's really getting into it. Every possession becomes the utmost importance.
Inside, Ursic. And she will go to the line to shoot a couple.
Joe, what a pleasure to get Mary Claire Zacharias in with you. I mean, she's got a bright future. She is excellent. She's an excellent broadcaster, a sophomore in high school.
Yeah, absolutely incredible. And, you know, what a journey that she's had as Ursic missing the first one. A car crash keeps her from playing physical competitive sports basically for the rest of her career, and then she turns that into a broadcasting career and has got, as you said, a very bright future as Boylan fouled on the drive up. But just, you know, incredible. You take that adversity of, you know, being injured in a car crash, you can't play basketball, soccer anymore, and to turn that into, well, I'm going to broadcast, and then just make yourself better and better and better. And I mean, she's going to do very well, as you all got to see in that third quarter as Krause inside. Welsh able to get it, gets it back, and Aquinas will try and break this tie. Krause, three, no. Robinson the board. Sachs looking for Albright cutting. Vietti into the paint. Vietti and fouled. She'll go to the line.
Attack of the goal by Vietti. I think they're going to have to spread that defense out a little bit and attack that goal. And then you're going to have to hit some free throws. It might end up being on the free throw line.
This is Vietti's first. Now it falls. Vietti, one of the leaders in transition points, makes a lot of her layups, and also one of the top three-point shooters. And she was a surprise for this team.
She's a good athlete, coach said. Works hard. Really, their defensive stopper.
And she's given St. James a 1-point lead late in the fourth quarter.
Ball's going to end up with Boylan and Krause on the offensive end. Really good pass. Credit to the basket with Sabres.
So a foul is on Stella Sachs. And now Sabres will go to the free throw line, a chance to break this tie. And
as they said, the referee put it on the floor. Coach Hetzel's not real happy.
So officials talking about it. And it was a foul on the floor. And you see Coach Hetzel right there, the Hall of Famer for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Coach Hetzel just told me he had a winning out of bounds play there, Joe. He's not real happy. He's going to score off of it.
Krause, fade away. And Krause finally getting a bucket as St. James has held her in check, but now she puts Aquinas on top.
Well, she averages 19 points a game, and I just think down the stretch, she's going to do a lot of the shooting. She's been there for 4 years. She knows all about pressure situations.
Sullivan. Inside, Sullivan gives St. James the lead.
Really good movement for the Thunder on the offensive end. An avenue right to the goal.
Cook. Krause for three. Got it! Alex Krause heating up.
That's what she does. She knocks them down when it counts.
Albright, who was big in that third quarter, helping St. James retake the lead. Get it tied up first. Albright. Vietti. Sachs. Open look. Sachs for three.
That's her third three. She's an excellent freshman. You're going to hear that name for quite a while in the EKL. Stella Sachs.
Both of these teams trying to stay undefeated in league play. Krause. Inside, off balance, no. Albright has it. Sachs. Robinson. Albright. Sullivan. Robinson. Left hand doesn't get the roll.
You hear Coach Hetzel yelling, push it, get it in transition.
Krause just off, and Robinson has the rebound. St. James a 1-point lead in the basketball, trying to extend it, trying to defeat St. Thomas Aquinas for the first time this year. Sullivan. Robinson.
Got to stay away from that baseline. They have better luck when there they go, attacking that goal.
Sullivan knocked out by Boylan, but it's still St. James ball. So Sabres there, an impact player for St. Thomas Aquinas at the post, an honorable mention All-EKL player last year. Penn State for softball. She'll be playing on the next level. Albright, who's been money from that spot and tried a little shot in the paint, doesn't go.
Little hook shot.
Fouled, and she'll go back to the line.
Well, you want her on the line. She's a leading free throw shooter for St. Thomas Aquinas.
Alex Krause, who was held in check in that first half and for a decent part of the third quarter, but now starting to heat up. The right time for St. Thomas Aquinas. And Stephen F. Austin commit, leading scorer on the team, 4-year starter, one of the leaders. All EKL, all state, all everything.
And Coach Hetzel said she's the biggest gym rat he's ever had. She just loves to play the game of basketball. That's a big miss.
So now Krause, though, still can tie. As we're about to the halfway point of the fourth quarter. It's the second one. Tie game once again.
Joe, we got a tie game with 4 minutes to go.
This game has all the makings of a great finish. Albright, Sachs, Vietti, Robinson.
Really good D by Sabres, containing the basketball.
Albright. Taken away, Krause. Ursick playing defense on her. Cook. Baseline, free-headed, knocked away. St. James with it again in a timeout for St. James.
It's a really good timeout, I think, with Coach Snell. I think both teams are really tired. I think he saw that with his basketball team. Just sit down, relax, and let's talk about what we can do the last 3 minutes of the game. They've turned the ball over a couple times the last time. They need to get back to that movement and some of those cutters.
Yeah, you see Coach Hetzel right there, and he's got to be proud of the way that his team's really battled back. Facing some adversity at the beginning of this game, St. James able to get a lot of transition points, but his team in the second quarter and second half, they've really put something together.
Yeah, they battle. I mean, they've been there. They've been there. He'd probably tell you they haven't played their best of games, turning the ball over. Now they're in position to win the basketball game, and that's what St. Thomas Aquinas does. That's what tradition does for you. And St. James on the other side, they just got to get over that hump. They need one big victory over them, and they got to believe they can beat them. They've really outplayed them at certain times. Just give them a game of streaks, Joe, I really believe. And whoever has that last streak in the last 3 minutes is going to come away with victory.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of streaks in this game. Again, starting with St. James, St. Thomas Aquinas getting it going in that third quarter, but St. James able to battle back, and now back and forth here in the fourth quarter. And with 3:15 left in the fourth, tied at 39. Two EKL rivals. Robinson, Vietti, Sachs. Robinson again.
10 to play.
Over Sabres, too strong. Sachs, Robinson. It's Vietti. Ursick drives, and Boylan able to knock it out. St. James keeps possession. Boylan doing a nice job on defense.
Yeah, Coach Snell wanted to foul there. I thought it was going to be a jump ball. 20 seconds on the shot clock.
Robinson inbounding. Albright. Off glass again. Emmy Albright is having a great second half.
She's a gutsy little player.
Out of bounds. And it is St. James basketball. Last touched by Krause. See the St. James faithful hoping this possession can extend the advantage.
They can feel it a little bit. They're 2 minutes away. They can feel it. Excellent backdoor cut.
Boylan was the first to get a hand on it. Out of bounds. St. James keeps it. So Robinson and Ursick having a conversation before the inbound. Albright. Vietti. Robinson. Sachs. Vietti again. Cook guarding her. Sachs from the corner. Short. Boylan has the rebound.
She's going to push the ball.
Boylan to tie, yes!
Both coaches are really getting their players to play smart, handle the basketball. They're really into it here. They know how important these possessions are.
Albright inside, that doesn't go. Ersic the rebound. Robinson for three, no. Vietti the rebound. Robinson, Boylan runs it down. Novacek. Kraus. Tie game, timeout, St. Thomas Aquinas. What a game, Coach.
Oh my gosh, you're talking about senior leadership on both sides. You talk about Robinson on one end and Kraus on the other end. I always told our players, you know, really good players make good plays, and really the most important part of the game. So it's that time.
You see Coach Hetzel in the timeout huddle, and you know, right now, if you're Coach Hetzel, what are some things that you may be talking with your players about?
Well, I think he's going to probably run the clock down a little bit, and he's going to probably get the ball into the hands of Boylan or Kraus kicking it to Boylan. But I think you're going to see some action going toward the basket, or a set play with the post up going to Sabres and play inside out. Not that Sabres going to put it on the floor and shoot it, but they're going to get it inside, maybe kick it outside. They've been here before. Most of them are battle tested. He's going to tell them to relax. On the other end, I'm sure Coach Snell's talking about you got to keep the ball out of the hands of Boylan, because she can make so many things happen. She's so big and strong, she can get to the goal. And don't foul. I mean, you're only at 3 team fouls right now, and both teams have the ability to foul on the floor and not put them at the free throw line. So containing the basketball and defending the basketball is going to be a key in this last 1 minute of the game.
Now, Layla Boylan on your screen, she's been a big part of St. Thomas Aquinas, who had an early deficit, getting back into the lead.
That was a set play for Kraus, looking for a three. Back to Boylan.
And Boylan has been shooting almost lights out from beyond the arc. Kraus stepped on the sideline.
Out of bounds.
So turnover gives it back to St. James. Now St. James can run a little clock before attempting a shot.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be in any hurry here. They're going to spread them out. Probably put the ball in L. Robinson's hands.
Sachs. Robinson has it now. Underneath. Albright! St. James with the lead. 19 seconds left. Boylan out of bounds. Stays with St. Thomas Aquinas. And a timeout. Coach Hetzel wants to talk things over. 15 seconds left. Emmy Albright, who has been outstanding in this second half with the biggest bucket of the game so far.
Well, she's been probably their most consistent offensive player. Excellent pass. She's going in with confidence, shooting it over the players with size. That's a big goal. She's played well the whole game. She's got to be their MVP right now, Joe. She finishes strong.
Hitting those three-pointers, that shot. And now with 15 seconds left, Coach Hetzel got to think, drawing up a play for the final shot. Do you go for the tie or the win?
Well, you also got to think about, they got 1 team foul to use here. They only have 3. I'm sure Coach Snell is talking like when they put it on the floor, you can go to work and foul them. But with the new rule change, if you're moving your hands forward, it could be a 3-point shot. So you got to think about that. I'm sure Coach Hetzel's going to be talking a little bit about we got to push the ball to the basket. Let's not rely on the outside jumper. And then you got to hope the referee make a call. And Boylan's went to the basket a couple times with no calls, and they got a little frustrated. So right now, I think the crowd senses the defensive end is where St. James is going to have to win it right here, Joe.
So out of the timeout, 43-41, St. James with the lead over St. Thomas Aquinas. The St. James fans trying to encourage their team here in the late stages. Novacek to inbound for St. Thomas Aquinas, down by 2. It's Boylan. Trying to set up Krause. Guarded by Albright.
Really do good D by Albright.
Robinson fouled.
They still got to get the ball in bounds.
Fouls on Sabres. And a timeout for St. James. What a defensive stop for the St. James Thunder.
Albright puts her hand in her face and gets a piece of shot. I think Krause was a little bit off balance. It's a really big timeout for Coach Snell. I'm sure he's talking about we first have to get the ball in bounds, and they're going to foul. But they got to go 94 feet here. The ball's going to be on the baseline. They cannot run the floor. So they're really going to have to set up and be organized to get the ball in bounds. And Aquinas is probably going to have to foul immediately.
Yeah, St. Thomas Aquinas has 2 fouls to give before St. James is shooting free throws, but for St. James.
Yeah, I'm sure Coach Snell's talking about you got to be strong with the ball. They are going to use their foul. Pivot, keep the ball close to your body.
Well, 6 seconds left in the game. St. James leads by 2 with the basketball. St. Thomas Aquinas, full court pressure. St. James does not need to get it across half court. Albright. And a quick foul on Rieger.
Get it to your best player tonight. Throw it right to Albright. Emmy Albright's really played well.
So Rieger will inbound.
First, you got to get the ball in bounds.
Sachs has it, 2 seconds, and Sachs will be fouled with 0.6 seconds left.
The really big play was her dribbling to the backcourt using the clock.
So Sachs to the line to shoot the double bonus with 0.6 seconds left, and St. James that close to defeating defending state champion St. Thomas Aquinas for the first time this season. First one is off. And a timeout for St. Thomas Aquinas.
First thing I'm thinking of as a coach, do you miss it? Do you miss it here on purpose? So you don't have to worry about defending the full court pass. And I'm sure Coach Snell's talking about the opportunities here. Do you just miss it? Stand back, make them throw it 3/4 of the court, and if you make it, they still have a play which you work on. And it might be an awful tough play at 0.06, but it's something you have worked on. You haven't worked on getting a rebound and putting it on the floor. So I'm sure Coach is talking a little bit about that. And at the same time, Coach is saying, make or miss, we got to look up the floor. It's got to be a quick throw to the basket.
0.6 seconds left and timeouts, 1 left for each team. Fouls are 5 against St. Thomas Aquinas, 3 for St. James, but most importantly, 0.6 seconds left, and St. James, who had a first half lead, able to battle back when St. Thomas Aquinas got the lead later in the game. And now Sachs with a chance here either to make a 3-point game or an intentional miss to possibly wind out the clock. Sachs doesn't go. Robinson the rebound, and that's the ball game. St. James with the victory. First time they have defeated St. Thomas Aquinas this season, and it comes in what a game on their home floor.
Joe, that's what high school basketball is about. Last Saturday they lose by 20. Today they win on their home floor. A great win for the Thunder in front of the crowd. It'll make St. Thomas Aquinas better. Coach knows that. They didn't play their best game. Kudos to the St. James staff and the St. James players. That's an awful big win, defeating the #1 team in 5A.
St. James Academy getting the victory here on their home floor. And for Coach Snell, a big one.
Big for your program. Big for your program.
Because this was a team that was featured as the team of the week just a week or so ago. So a big win for them is getting a chance to celebrate with the home fans. St. James Academy, what a thrilling end to game number 1 of our doubleheader as St. James comes away with the victory over St. Thomas Aquinas. And now we've got our player of the game, brought to you by Cruz Elite Basketball Academy, and I think very appropriately, Emmy Albright.
Absolutely. On the offensive end, she kept them afloat. When Aquinas pulled ahead, she went on a 5-0 run for her own team. 17 points, 3 rebounds. She got her hand up to block Krause's shot on the last possessions. She did just about everything for them, and she provided so much energy on both ends of the floor.
Well, Emmy Albright, well-deserved player of the game.